Relationships can be tricky. They're amazing when they're going well, but if something happens and you're on a rocky road, they can be painful. If you've been with someone a long time, you can start to get stuck in a routine. You might not necessarily notice the behavior of the other half because it's becoming the norm to you. Taking a step back and looking at your relationship from a different viewpoint can be really beneficial and help you gain perspective on a scenario.
Did you know that spending too much time with your partner can actually be bad for your relationship? Sometimes when you do everything together all the time with your partner, you may end up being pulled away from your other important relationships, like your friends and family. It may even keep you from pursuing your own goals and interests. When you start to feel like you're losing your individuality and independence, you may end up blaming and resenting your partner for it. Have you ever found yourself falling into a routine together, closing off from new experiences? A lack of openness to experience can cause you to lose all the excitement in your relationship. When you stop trying new things or let yourself be spontaneous and free together, you may end up following a rigid and predictable pattern. This may keep you and your partner from feeling fulfilled and satisfied with your relationship.
That is when these love affairs become tedious and horrible, because you're trying to extract happiness from the other person. No, life should be like this. When it comes to joy, when it comes to love, when it comes to exuberance of life, you must be the source of this, isn't it? You must be the source of this. Well, other things are shared in life. There are two ways to enter into a relationship. One way is because you want to extract something from somebody. Another way is because you want to share something with somebody. These are two ways. If you're out to share, your life will be good. If you're out to extract, when they close the tap, it's going to get terrible and nasty. You have seen people who thought they're absolute lovers, how terrible it becomes for many of them. Not because there's anything wrong with them, simply because you started off on the wrong footing, thinking, this person is the source of my joy. No, no, no. Joy or misery, the source is within you. Yes or no? Whether it's joy or misery, the source is within you. It's for you to decide. If you're a joyful human being, they will also want to be with you. If you're a misery, they will endure you for some time.
Aside from feeling unhappy, relationships can also be a source of stress for many people. While it's natural to worry about our relationships from time to time, there comes a point when the stress becomes a cause for alarm. Ask yourself whether the relationship is making you feel relaxed, or whether the scale is being tipped more towards anxiety and worry. According to ideas explored in the developmental course of marital dysfunction, couples naturally adapt their expectations and come to terms with the fact that they're not quite with their dream partners. If you can't see yourself adapting to your partner's negative traits, then you might be with the wrong person. On that same note, couples are usually willing to adapt to each other during the initial stages of the relationship. Research has shown that people naturally ignore each other's negative traits during the initial courtship phase. In many cases, people willingly ignore serious and obvious personality flaws. Think back to the beginning of the relationship and ask yourself whether you noticed negative traits that have become more prominent and noticeable as the relationship advanced. You could be coming out of the honeymoon phase and starting to notice serious issues that were previously sidestepped. Sometimes it's best to listen to your instincts. Being able to explain to yourself or your partner why you don't feel content isn't always essential. If you feel a nagging, constant voice telling you that you're with the wrong person, you might want to listen to that voice. Although our subconscious mind can often point us in the right direction, its messages don't necessarily form coherent words and signs. Sometimes it's best to simply listen to your gut.
The nastiest situation happened not among enemies, but among the so-called loved ones. Love means you're willing to nurture another life without forming opinions. It should be a relationship of nurture, not opinionated.